All right, what's up YouTube? Mac, two brothers, coming at you with our weekly video. Super excited about this week's. We're finally getting a chance to dive into our Bronco. We'll get into that here in just a few minutes. I saw a couple weeks ago when I was out of town, Billy absolutely butchered the Bronco and kind of not knowing what we even got. So we'll dive into that a little bit more. I was giving him a hard time, all that fun stuff, but we'll show you a couple quick things out front here, make our way up to Drew, see how he's coming on that. Escalade here for a good customer of ours. We did some 22-inch Vossen wheels, full chrome delete on it. You can see everything's blacked out. Left the emblem, obviously, but did away with all the chrome, door sills, front grille, everything on the side. That thing turned out super sick. Second gen Ram, just got wrapped up. I think it's still got to have an alignment. It's a nice truck, especially for the era. Went with powder coated 3-inch rough country. This kit's pretty nice. I like these kits on these trucks. Comes with control arms to fix the caster geometry and everything. Powder coat looks nice under there. Looks like we got to wipe it down a little bit. We got a little bit of grease on it, but cool truck here. But yeah, let's make our way upstairs, see what's going on up there. Finally got our 2022 limited 250 in. We ordered this thing last July. Literally showed up like 3 days ago. So took a little bit of time. This is Billy's personal truck. We'll be doing a big build on that. More info to come later. This one's gonna be, it's been a couple years since we went all out on one, but time to jump back in it. That thing's gonna be cool. Finally got some parts in for this Camaro here. Got Mr. Matt working on it. Matt just started with us a couple weeks ago. Super glad to have Matt on staff. We've known him a long time. Very skilled technician. Knows his way around, everything, right? Matt's a Mopar guy though, so we won't hold that against him. I ain't got no music on today, it's too quiet.
Yeah, every time we put music on, that's off.
We got a Silverado here, getting some new spindles, new ball joints, stuff like that. Just the one that was had some wore out components and messed the spindles up. Yeah. So this was a lifted truck. Maintenance went a little too long on the ball joints, messed up the spindles. Taking care of some front end stuff, basic stuff there. What you doing? Amp running boards?
Amp steps.
Amp steps have been super popular lately. We've been doing, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 sets a week. Cool little single cab dually. Don't see many of these. Yeah, over here got the Bronco. Like I said, this is kind of the main focus of today's episode, what we're most excited to show you guys about. Just to reiterate on Bill's introduction, this is a 2022 Wildtrak Bronco. One thing that he didn't mention that's kind of, I guess, more special about the Wildtraks, it's got the factory Sasquatch package is what they call it. So it's got the factory Bilsteins with reservoir. There's not a ton of lift options out for these things just yet. We went with the Zone 3-inch Adventure Series. Pretty cool lift. We've got AWE catback going on it. Did some rough country goodies. I'm not going to get into it too much. I want Drew's going to talk about it a little bit more. He's started working on it, but not too far along. I got an appointment here, so I'm fixing a jet, and I'm gonna let Drew kind of take over and walk you through the video and show you some of this install. And got picked some wheels and tires out for this thing. We got a few things in stock. We're just gonna grab something off the shelf for now, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Got one of the front struts out. I already disassembled it, but I guess the more complicated part is putting it back together. So first I'm gonna install the little preload spacer on there. The lower cool seat, go right on top of that. Make sure it presses down. You pull this little metal cap off to get the cool seat off. So we'll get that back on there. Throw this back on here. Then it comes with a bump stop extension. Put that back on there like so. Don't forget this little metal washer. Top cap back on. Take the pressure back off of it. There's the strut ready to go. Do have to trim these studs a little bit for clearance in the factory top hat. So I'm just gonna cut the end off of it. We will remove this little pin, throw this new spacer on. All right, good to go.
We'll just move these hardcore off-roads out, and I'll grab those also.
Well, here we go. All right, let's unbox this thing, check it out, see what it looks like. I know everybody was wanting us to do like a 17-inch wheel, like a big fat tire and all that stuff, so we're gonna do something a little different. A lot of people want us to do a big wheel on it too, so kind of had some boats both ways, but we're gonna do a little bit bigger wheel, fat tire on it, kind of for a new age look versus the off-road look. Asphalt finish, that's the Hostile Sprocket 2212. We're gonna do a 35 1550 tire, so we'll take you over there and show you those. Fixing to get them mounted up while Drew gets started on the lift. So. Boom, look at that. Wide footprint. So this is close to like the Nitto Toyo stuff in like a 355 or a 375. Real wide stance, real aggressive. Amp MT on a 12-inch wide wheel. It's gonna look sweet. Stay tuned.
This should look pretty cool. It'll be the first setup that we've done over here with that aren't the off-road looking wheels, so I think it'll be pretty cool. We don't have to take this one all the way apart. We're just gonna apply a little pressure to it and spin the top cap 180 degrees, whichever way it wants to turn. Take it back out and throw the spacer on. Front and the rear are pretty similar on these. All right, now we're good to throw the spacer on. Takes a little persuasion. Got the other side pulled apart. It's gonna be a little while before I get this side pulled apart and put back together, but I was gonna show you. The Zone 3.5 inch does come with upper control arms. One thing that I'm not so happy with Zone is they make you press the factory ball joints out and press them into the new upper control arms. I think it would be a lot better if they just sent new ball joints in the upper control arm like everybody else does. But it's pretty simple. You know, most every level kit and lift, you're gonna take the tie rods and upper ball joint loose, disconnect your brake lines, hang your caliper up. Sometimes, and in this case, it might be a little easier to let the axle loose. That way it can swing down in your sway bar link, and you'll pull your strut out. And as you've seen, I took the strut apart and put it back together with all the spacers and everything, and put everything back together the way you took it apart, and you're good to go. We did add a 2-inch receiver hitch to this Bronco. Kind of surprising that none of them that I know of really come with it, but it is pretty simple. It's 4 bolts, and this is from Rough Country. The bumper does have to come off. It's 6 bolts to get it off. Super simple, it's not heavy. Just open the door, the bumper slides back. You can put the 4 bolts in. They do have to come in from this way, from the back, because if not, they will push against the bumper and you won't be able to get the nuts in there. While we're back here, I'll show you. I did put 2 rock lights back here. We're gonna put 2 under each side, 2 at the front, 2 in each wheel. We weren't gonna do this yet, but we thought we already have it in the air. We already have the fender liners out. We might as well go ahead and do it while we're in here, because we know we're gonna want them. You probably won't catch today. I will be putting the exhaust on later, just to get rid of this big muffler and make it sound a little bit better. It looks pretty simple. Another thing about this exhaust, you know, factory, it has the big muffler and it has 1 exhaust tip. It's pretty cool with this. It's gonna route the same exact way as the factory exhaust, but without the big muffler. You know, this pipe is gonna go out the back, and so you will have the dual exhaust with the nice black tips. It should look a whole lot better, and, you know, just to be different and not like your everyday 22 Bronco. I'm gonna lower it down and show you the hood props. This thing Comes factory with, you know, a regular hood prop, and we put the hood assist in it. It's not much, but it is a little easier when you open the hood. You don't have to put the prop up every time. It might mean something to somebody. So this thing was a fairly easy install. I did it in about 30 minutes this morning. As you can see, it does away with your old hood prop, and you don't have to use it anymore. You can remove it, but we're just going to leave it there in case of any need in the future. Another thing I did add is the rough country rock sliders. They were super easy to install, very clean and simple look.
All right, guys, so following up, this is the completed project or completed look on the Bronco Wildtrak. Last week, we kind of ran out of time to finish this video up just due to time constraints and things of that nature. Good news is we've had it complete for about a week now. So we've actually got some drive time on it and can give you a little bit of insight and stuff on that as well. This thing turned out pretty freaking sick. Here it is again. We did the 3-inch zone lift. It's for the Sasquatch package suspension. So it retains all your factory Bilstein stuff. Sets this thing up real nice. We went a little bit different route with the wheels and tires. We had these in stock, pulled them off the shelf. We said, hey, rather than doing 17x9 and some 37s, let's do something a little different. And honestly, turned out pretty good. We did some 35-15-50 tires on 22x12 wheels from Hostile. It's Hostile sprocket. Absolutely zero rub. No modification required. Bolt them on and go. Really impressed with the fender wells and clearance of these things. Added the rough country kickers, pinch weld cover-ups, whatever you want to call them there, rock sliders, just to clean that up a little bit. One thing I will point out on the lift, it sets a little bit high in the rear for my liking, and some of the lifts I've saw online that are completed have set the same way. I think some of it maybe we did a spare tire delete just to clean the rear of it up. Didn't want a big heavy 22x12 35-15-50 hanging off the back of this gate. So we went with the Bodyguard spare tire delete. I think it personally looks sick. You know, mixed opinions on that. Some people say, you gotta have a spare, but looks sick. It relocates the third brake light and camera, so you retain all that functionality. Relocates your tag from here to here. See, we got a Two Bros tag on it. We also threw rough country trailer hitch on this bad boy. AWE exhaust with diamond black tips. The exhaust actually sounds really good on this thing. Being, 2.7 V6, it's kind of hard to make those things sound good, but the exhaust got an awesome note to it. Did some rough country hood props, just do away, nice automatic hood prop. Did 16 rock lights on it. Yeah, this thing turned out awesome. Back to, riding and driving. Dude, it rides and drives just like it did factory. Honestly, if not a little more stable with the wide tires. I've been very impressed. We've put about 700 miles on it. Like Drew said, wish they would include upper ball joints with the control arms. Couple things that I would personally change, but again, they were kind of first to the market, so props to them getting this kit out so quickly for the Sasquatch package. I think we may, in the rear, uses 2 spacers. One that's a bolt-on spacer, one that's a slip-on spacer. With us not running a spare tire, I think we may take the slip-on spacer off just to drop it down 3/4 of an inch or so. Make it look a little more level, but this is just kind of a starting point, something we wanted to throw on, test out. Hope that you found some, information in the install video. I know we kind of ran out of time again there on completely showing you guys that, but yeah, we're gonna keep testing some more products on this thing, see how it turns out, do a couple different setups, things of that nature. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching this video. Got any questions, comments, hey, on the wheels and tires, whatever it may be, drop us a comment below. We appreciate you watching this. Thanks for tuning in.